And I'm pleased to be joined by Seething Akira.
Hello.
Yo, yo.
How are you doing?
Living the dream, my friend. How are you doing?
Yeah, very good. Living the dream. I like it. So, do you want to go, the two of you, do you want to introduce yourselves?
I'm Kit. I do vocals.
And I'm Charlie. I also do a bit of vocals and production.
The two key points.
From Seething Akira as well, yeah.
Of course,
Also,
yeah. Oh, yeah. So, obviously, you're alternative show regulars at this point, but for anyone unfamiliar, tell us a little bit about Seething Akira.
So we're based in Portsmouth, down the very bottom of the UK. Although Kit's actually from the Isle of Wight, tiny little island.
Even further.
Yeah, some of them
have basically France.
Webbed feet, kind of. It's a tiny place, right? I don't know how would you describe. As every band, they all think they're kind of unique, right? That's what every band thinks. But yeah, a bit of electronic, metal, rap, kind of crossover, I'd say.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if anything, you are one of the bands that you can clearly say you are quite unique. There's not that much. Yeah, thanks, man. I like you too. There's not a lot in, like, obviously there's bits popping up, but it's not like it's a generic, like, everyone's making this music. Like, you're quite unique in that respect. So, what sort of influences do you get to have that your sort of sound? I get a little bit of like Stray from the Path or Enter Shikari at times. I don't know if those two.
Yes, I mean, I was a new metaler. I think a lot of us were. So Rage, Limp Bizkit, the heavier side of it. I'm just a huge fan. So that's where a lot of the vocal sort of delivery comes from. Musically, we're a jumbled mess between the six of us. I'll tell you that much. Like, I grew up on like the most horrendous of black metals. Then one day just found hip hop, and that was like me. You kind of all got to get together. It was like you, that, and grunge, but you just did the polar opposite.
100%.
So like hip hop and grunge. Then one day just found metal. I was like, this is me.
Yeah.
And then in the band we've got like punk, we've got hardcore, we've got your classic like Trivium's, Metallica's fans.
Very different members.
That's really good. I think that sort of all of having different influences makes the unique sound we're talking about, isn't it? So like having all those things coming together, like people coming in with, oh, why don't we try and do this? I'm like, well, that's not what would usually go in this bracket, and that's what just makes your own sort of genre in a way.
That's awesome. I think that's definitely. I think a lot of bands kind of they start off in a direction, right, where they're like, let's make X type of music. That never really happened for us. Like, there was never this end goal of what we want to be, but there was definitely a few kind of like scattered artists where it's like, wouldn't it be cool to take a bit of like Prodigy and slam it in Rage? You know what I mean? That kind of feeling was there. So yeah, that's kind of how we are what we are, I guess.
It's really cool. Obviously, I didn't realize as well, you guys have been around for quite a long time as well. So I think I first found you in 2020. I think Alex played Gravity on a show, and I'm like, okay, this is awesome. Like straight away, it's like, yeah, this is cool. But did I see 2017 your first release was?
Well, we've been around longer than that. We've been What started playing gigs? What year was that?
2010 was our first.
2010.
2010.
Yeah.
It's that classic, right? You hear kind of like new bands, and most of them have just been around forever. But just gave can we swear?
Oh yeah, it's fine.
No one gave a shit at all for years and years and years, but it just seems to take that, So we've been around for a long time, really.
It's the same with like Vukovia. I interviewed Hamish last year, and I was like, oh, so I found you guys like 2019, but I think you guys have been around for a while. It's like, yeah, we started like 15 years ago or something like that. I'm like, what? How have I only just like discovered you like a year ago? Like, I suppose you stick in your sort of local scene a lot as well, and then when you start, to be fair, it's good maybe not to get discovered at that point, because now you've had that time to really like hone your craft and like, this is our sound sort of thing.
That's really true. Like a lot of the older stuff, I don't want to speak for you, but for me, like the older sounds that we had like 10 years ago, effectively, like I really wouldn't want people listening to now.
We didn't have a drummer for 3 years.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, and that was a huge change for us, huge difference. But yeah, you're right. Like maybe now is the right time for people to hear about us.
Yeah. So you said you're from like kind of from Portsmouth, Isle of Wight. I assume that's the sort of scene you've been around for a long time. Is there much of a music scene? I mean, I've been to like Southsea. I had a friend that lived there, but I didn't really know about the music scene much down there? Is there much? You're smiling quite a bit, so I'm thinking no, there's not.
Early days were hard. I'll be honest. It was either you're indie or you're just like solid metal, hard, heavy.
So it's quite a uni town, isn't it? So you get a lot of people on either side.
A few little other genres scattered around here and there, so I can't say explicitly it was them too, but we just never really found our home, if that made sense.
You're so diplomatic.
I do try. And we had a lot more luck in more local seaside towns, I'd say.
I was going to say, I know a lot of people from like around like Hampshire way sort of play like Southampton and places like that. Is that the same sort of idea with you guys?
100%. Yeah. I mean, like Brighton, Worthing, Southampton genuinely seem to be more accepting of a new sound. Whereas I would say, I'm not bad mouthing my city, but Portsmouth is, as Kit says, it kind of sticks to more known genres.
Yeah.
And doesn't necessarily warm towards alternative as such. Although that's changing over time.
I think it's changed a lot over the years, essentially. I mean, we are talking back in 2010 to 2012 in this area. Yeah. We're talking like yesterday. Yeah. Things have adapted. I mean, there's a big local festivals going on, so there's a lot more activity now, definitely than there was when we were starting out in the city.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I suppose it's good having those other cities close by though. Like obviously I'm from Bristol, so it's really Bristol, or if you want to go up to what's that? Sorry.
Bristol's an awesome place to play. Yeah. Like any time you've ever been, it's always just kicked off.
Just mad.
It's been
stay mad, Bristol. Stay mad.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, but then obviously Bristol, you can sort of go over to Cardiff, but outside of that, it's quite a way to go anywhere else, sort of thing. So, whereas when you're obviously Portsmouth, you've got that time where you've got like all your mates will come to your shows, hopefully. But then you can play to these other cities with like big music things going on, and like obviously make sort of actual fans in a way.
Yeah.
Well, so before obviously we jumped on this interview, I was having a look at your Spotify as well, and obviously your top 5 cities for listeners is quite interesting. Do you know what they are?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Okay, so London's number 1. That's fair enough. That's a given. You've also got Birmingham is number 3.
Wow, okay. Interesting. I did not know that.
He's going to Birmingham, I think.
Yeah, he's
going to Birmingham.
He's avoided number 2 for
yeah. And number 4 and 5 are coming as well. So take a guess. What do you think number 2 might be?
Oh man, so you'd kind of want to say Portsmouth, wouldn't you? But that's not going to be.
I'm going to say South.
Portsmouth are not in the top 5.
I'm going to say Brighton.
Brighton is not in the top 5.
Wow.
It's UK, right?
Not.
So this is either US or Belgium.
Neither of those are in the top 5.
Oh!
This is why when I saw it, I was like, okay, that's quite interesting. All right, so you ready? Number 2 is Helsinki, Finland.
What? I don't understand.
I don't know if you've got any. When I saw this, I thought usually bands will be like they're from these places and maybe like they come over or something. So number 4 is Prague.
Wow.
And number 5 is Melbourne, Australia. So you've got a world tour lined up, boys.
Amazing.
Well, I'll be honest. Prague's Europe's thrown me off bar because we have played Europe a few times,
but we've never played any of those countries.
Never played any of them countries.
So that's great.
Oh, now you can.
Where's that? We've been Belgium so many times.
Belgium and Portsmouth just don't care. You got to go to other places.
The funny thing is, whilst we've been talking about this, a Belgian promoter has been trying to ring me. No, I'm not. No shit. Facts. Which is really interesting. I'm ringing him back after this and having a go at him.
Yeah, good shout. Like, promote us more.
How sick is that doing you? Come on, like.
Yeah. Well, obviously, we are here to talk about the new album. How do you pronounce it first off? Is it Nozomi?
Yes.
Oh, there we go. That was easy. I got it first time. Is there sort of a meaning behind the name? Is there sort of a story behind it?
Yes. Yeah, so Nozomi is essentially a translation from a Japanese word which means hope, wish, and desire. So this entire album is based literally song by song around this link to that particular word.
Okay.
Almost like the good, the bad, and the ugly that all comes with it all. So it's not all like praises. It's quite an up and downer, but
like losing hope, but having hope.
Yeah.
Each kind of song is built around one of those sort of themes, all related to hope.
Okay, so you sort of had that. I guess, did you have the title first, and then you sort of worked on that to build the songs, or sort of started writing songs and you're like, okay, this sort of is.
I hate to go with David Brent, but it amalgamated.
Yeah.
Didn't it? It really did.
Yeah, so I had a real good idea around kind of the themes around what it is I wanted to write, and it just happened to be that they all lined up essentially around this one meaning, and it fits so well. Like, yeah, perfect.
It's also your third album. Is that correct? Unless you release some unknown stuff.
We've got a couple of unknown
There's a few things
EPs.
scattered out there. There's a few things scattered, but they're quite well hidden now, hopefully.
Obviously, Dysfunctional Wonderland came out just over a year ago, wasn't it? So it's been quite a quick turnaround of that. Was it a case of you were already writing music and you're just like, let's just keep it going, or?
Yeah, I think Dysfunctional was written some time ago, but then the horrible COVID hit, and
I remember that.
I say ruined kind of everything. But we started releasing some of Dysfunctional over COVID to try and keep active, right? At that time when we couldn't gig, so that was delayed. So we had already kind of started writing, but at the same time, so Dysfunctional really done a lot for us. Like it really upward spiraled for us. I mean, we got a lot to thank for that album, and I think mainly off the back of releasing those singles and then the full album and what it did for us, we really wanted to make sure that we keep the curve, on an upward spiral. Spirals down, right? On an upward curve, whatever. So we made sure that we got in the studio. We wrote and we got in the studio pretty quick to get another album moving. So yeah, there was definitely purposely it was purpose to get it shifted pretty quick, I think.
But Dysfunctional Wonderland was a good album as well, and it's sort of like that's brought in a lot of fans. I mean, I sort of Gravity was the first song I think I heard, so that's obviously around that sort of period, and obviously you had like appearances at Download. Oh no, that was 2022, wasn't it?
It was
sort of off the back of it.
Yeah,
it's sort of off the back of it, but you've got that good traction, so definitely a good idea getting straight into the studio and going for it. So obviously you've released a lot of singles from it as well. I think June was the first single, so was that 6 months?
Yeah. Sorry, Calvin.
No. I was just gonna say it's obviously loads of singles coming out. Is that just a sort of a case of wanting to keep staying relevant with it?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, there's obviously ways that you can release music now, and you could go with the classical way of releasing an album. Doing nothing, releasing an album, and that kind of like lends itself and works in a kind of like 90s and early 2000s and before that, where you have physicals and so on.
I think it was more because it was the physical, right? Like you're going to get a lot more purchases from that big product.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But whereas online kind of not so much just sales, but relevance. It's not newspapers anymore, and it's not like billboards as such and radio stations to a level. You need to try and keep in the eye as long as possible. So there's pros and cons to it. I don't always like releasing lots of singles, but at the same time, what it definitely does, it gives you a blanket of visibility throughout the year where you're just there all the time.
But fresh as well, because there's new music. It's not just rehashing the same thing.
Sleep Token did it, and I remember us looking at Sleep Token doing it and thinking, this is really interesting. They're dropping something every month, and it's just keeping them in front of you all the time. So we kind of adopted that.
Yeah, I say obviously with radios as well, it will keep you relevant. I know, especially with the bigger stations, they might only play you for like a couple of weeks or something like that, and then it's sort of that's over, and then it's until your next single. But when you've got a single coming out every month or every 4 weeks or whatever, that's more and more opportunity for them to play you and get shown to big ears as well. Big ears, lots of ears.
Big ears.
Yeah. Just one guy sat there, just like, yeah, this Seething Akira, this is it.
That's big old lobes, right? That's big lobes.
I don't know. I think I got little lobes. I don't know.
Little lobes.
Yours have been extended.
Yeah, like
I cheated.
these days, I should get a plug or something like.
Yeah, maybe that's what I need to do to get mine a bit bigger. I feel like I'm missing out on something there.
If we combined, we'd have normal lobes.
Exactly. Oh, well, anyway, back to the album. So something, yeah, we're just going to talk about earlobes for the rest of the show.
All right, bring it on.
Yeah.
I hear you.
Oh, fuck.
Guys, fuck off. I hear you. No, all right then. Okay, all right.
I hear you.
Sorry, please carry on.
Yeah, God. Well, something obviously, we talked about how the album goes through all these different things of hope and things like that. I noticed something really cool about it is how you sort of you show quite different sides to the band. Like you've got some of the sort of slower, more like ballady sort of things. Like I made some notes, obviously. So like something in the water is obviously straight out the bat, like just big, huge like riffs and just fast. Internal Antagonist as well is just like builds and builds, and then it's just got that absolutely filthy like electro drum and bass sort of ending to it. And then you've got like Lost at Sea is obviously more like a ballad in a way, isn't it? And just like beautiful chorus there going to it. Is that something that you sort of wanted to do with the album? Is it just sort of like a natural progression of the music, or just wanting to just show everything you can do? Or?
I think a bit of both, really.
Yeah. I definitely from my perspective on this stuff is like we're typically kind of known for that kind of party band side of things, and like I like that, but at the same time, I feel we are more than that, and we can write all sorts. And there is definitely a level of wanting to write slightly different songs, like you say, like maybe a more ballady type thing, and still have those kind of like dance up pace, bangers, if you like. So yeah, completely. We did want to do that. We want people to listen and to think it's a real band that can do real things, not so much like.
One horse pony sort of thing, yeah. Did I say one horse pony?
You said one horse pony. Yeah.
What an idiot! Oh, it's all the earlobe talk. It's thrown me off. One trick pony, yeah, exactly. So it is definitely good to show all these different things. Plus, when you're playing live, like you're not going to be quite as knackered playing all the fast ones. That's the main thing, isn't it?
That sounds like a bet to me.
It's just the knees. It's the knees. Can't do it anymore.
Right, boys. We've got an hour set. It's like, let's chuck a couple of slow ones in the middle. Just have a breather.
Get the stools out.
It's like, right, where do we put the interval?
Oh well, yeah. Obviously, the album's coming out Friday, isn't it?
It is. Yeah.
You excited?
Super excited.
Yes.
And you obviously got the album launch show as well.
Yeah.
It's gonna be, and that's mad. That does show that our city's changed. To be fair, because there's no way in hell we could have done that.
No, it's crazy
beforehand.
That sounds like it's going to be a good show. Is it sold out yet or no?
Yeah, 3 days.
Yeah, it was a lot quicker than we expected. We're like, I think we're pessimistic a lot of the time, like, but we kind of like threw it out there and just could not believe that it sold out so fast. It was just ridiculous. I mean, I didn't think it was going to sell out.
No,
to be honest with you,
at all.
So
I thought it'd be that the last this be the time we're really hassling like a last chance tickets. Come on,
yeah.
No, just been and gone. Like I think we checked it after 24 hours. Like fuck, we're like half done.
Yeah,
we're half done already, and it's just mad.
So, yeah, exciting times.
I can't the
show,
post.
like, with a big show like that, obviously you kind of expect it to sell out, but like you said, you inside you're sort of like, is it going to sell out? You're a little bit worried, but like everyone on the outside is like, yeah, that's going to sell out. You've got no problems there.
Yeah, man.
It's still hard to believe. It's going
to be a cracking night though. Whoever's got tickets, it's just going to be mad.
Yeah, it's going to be rammed. Be good.
How big is the venue?
It's really small, so I think like cap is something like 180, I think. So it's quite a mini venue. But it's one of the only metal pubs in our city, and we've all been going there since we were kids.
The only metal bar in the city.
Yeah, pretty much is.
Mad.
Yeah. But yeah, it's somewhere that we've spent a lot of time. Like before being in bands or whatever, there drinking and growing up. So it was something just really nice to kind of like have it there. It's going to be quite like
full circle sort of thing.
Yeah, it's a personal thing, to do it there. So really looking forward to it.
I've always thought that it's like if I ever got like huge with a band, it'd be nice to play like my local town sort of thing, like so like somewhere completely out of the way, but like if people are gonna pay to come see you and like just play where you want to play sort of thing.
Yeah, and we've never done, well, we didn't do any release show in Portsmouth before. We
No.
actually haven't done a ton of gigs recently in Portsmouth. So it's just going to be great to kind of see friends and everyone. There's a few people traveling, isn't there, coming down?
Yeah. Plus, it's super easy to get home.
Good for you.
easy.
Yeah.
Like, usually we're in a van for hours and hours, like battling roadworks. Not today.
Yeah.
Oh, it's the walk down the street for me. Thank you.
Oh yeah. So you've not got much to carry either, have you?
Oh no, just I might give them.
Oh, there goes my microphone in the back pocket.
See that, chaps?
I carry his microphone.
Yeah.
That's not even a lie.
I can't even say otherwise. That is true.
Unbelievable.
Oh, well, that is also going to be a good show. You have also got Takedown Festival in April.
That's gonna be. Yeah.
Got my ticket yesterday.
Dude,
Right.
Awesome. We need drinks. We'll do drinks for sure, right?
Deal.
What
Yeah,
a lineup, though, man. What
It's such a good. Someone sent this to me the other day, and they're like, "Oh, look at this lineup," and I'm like, "It's just every band is just awesome." And then obviously, I think was it yesterday or the day before they sold out of the early bird tickets, and my mate's like, "Yeah, you should probably get a ticket now." I'm like, "Oh shit, yeah." Jump straight on it. So I bought one last night, but that's just gonna be such a huge show. I think it's the first one in 8 years, is it?
It is.
Yeah.
So I assume, is that going to be your first one, or have you played there?
We played the last show. We played
The
the
last one.
Yeah, in Southampton University.
I loved the venue because it was kind of like it reminded me of like a little scavenger hunt. We played like under a flight of stairs.
Yeah, we did.
Like, it's bad. Like it's a great stage, like really good layout, like enough room for loads of people. But when you actually do break it down, we literally played under a flight of stairs.
Yeah.
And it's going to be great to see what they do with such a good space that they've got in the new one. It's going to be
Square. That's
nuts.
incredible.
Absolutely
It's
nuts.
Is it a couple of venues or?
So you've got the Guildhall. I don't know the exact layout yet, but I know they've got the Guildhall and the actual square itself. So you'll have some outside stages and stuff, I think, out there. So I'm kind of assuming that, but I think it's kind of got to be.
Yeah, I know there was talks doing some stuff outside, but I guess we're just going to see what they come up with. But yeah. Great.
I mean, the amount of bands playing, they couldn't just be one venue because there's only one day, isn't it? I think the doors are like 1 o'clock as well. So
I think it's 5 stages.
I want to say 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
Stages.
A lot of running around.
What really got me about that lineup, and it's so awesomely put together, is that there's so much variety, but every band that's playing is really good at what they do.
Yeah.
Like all of them. Like you just go, yeah, they're really good at that.
The
They're
bottom
really
line's
good at
going to
that.
be really fun.
Oh,
You've got Black
awesome.
Gold, obviously Sleep Tokens, Skin Dread. It's gonna be just mad.
It's just so cool.
Yeah.
So happy to be involved, man. It's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, especially in your hometown as well. That's
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah, it's just such a good lineup. It's ridiculous. So, I think we'll probably have to book a hotel down there and just get on the beers.
Get it done. Yeah.
Good shout.
We're gonna hit the Jaegers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Find you. Yeah.
you just be carrying around Jaegers all day. It's like, there you are.
Like a holster.
Go.
Draw.
Oh god. Well, outside of that, have you got any sort of tour plans with the album? Obviously, maybe Belgium if you call that guy back.
We're playing Tech Fest, Tech Habilitation.
Oh, cool.
Next weekend.
Not
like
weekend after
next weekend. Yeah.
In Derby. That's going to be awesome. I'm really, really looking forward to that. See the tech community.
Yeah.
What else we got? We've got Raging Speedhorn and In Me.
Yeah.
In Brighton.
Oh yeah. Cool.
That's December. That's it for this year, isn't it?
I believe so.
But we've got some serious stuff going on next year, which we're in the process of organising and putting together. So, I mean, it's
good number of things. Yeah, good number of things on the back burner at the moment, and a lot of things that are going to be full frontal nudity, basically.
Okay. I don't even know about this. Do you want to tell me about this?
I'll talk later.
Yeah.
It depends how many Jaegers has gone down, I suppose.
But yeah, so not a huge amount back into this year, unless some more pop up. But next year is going to be we're going to be on the road quite a bit and all over the place. So yeah, you won't get rid of us next year.
Sounds good. That's good to hear. Yeah, because obviously I'm hoping. I don't know if I'm going to go to download this year, but I know you made a little appearance. I'm not going to pry you because you're probably not allowed to say even if something was on the works. But yeah, that'd be cool. I know that this year was your performance was very good from what I've heard. I didn't go either, but all my friends, like usually the first day, everyone's just stay around the camp and drink. But now they got music. I know a couple of my friends went. I was like, make sure you go see.
Oh man, thanks. Yeah, that was great fun. Really, really good fun.
It's actually really funny when we're both drinking that download glass as well.
Hey guys. Yeah, no, it was yeah, that was really good. That was one of those bucket list tips.
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah.
The main arena next year.
Lineups announced tonight, right?
Yes, 9:00. There's gonna be so much moaning on the socials.
Oh, there always is though in there. Like
People already moaning about the draft poster. It's not even real yet.
Yeah, I saw that, and people were just like they're moaning about it. And then someone's just like, this band like broke up years ago. Like they're not gonna come back together. We're like, this one, like someone's dead from them. Like, they're not gonna play. This is just like it's made up. It's just to make people angry, really. But
yeah,
it's funny to watch from the outside, I suppose. Well, obviously, thanks again for coming on the show. We are going to play a song from the album. Have you got any sort of preference? Have you got a favourite song from the album?
Oh, the new one, is it? Zombie, yeah?
Yeah, no, we're going to play one from the old album.
Let's go back to the early catalogue, right? Like,
yeah, find something from 2012 that we're going to...
So I'm a huge fan of Lost at Sea. I'm a big fan of that one. Yeah.
Okay. We'll go for that?
Why not?
Yeah,
we'll go with that. Let's go with that.
Yeah. All right. If you want to go ahead and introduce it then.
So this is off our latest album, The Zombie, coming on Friday the 11th of November. This is Lost at Sea.